You're listening to the N2K Space Network.
And now, a message from Black Cloak. Did you know the easiest way for cyber criminals to bypass your company's defenses is by targeting your executives and their families at home? Black Cloak's award-winning digital executive protection platform secures their personal devices, home networks, and connected lives. Because when executives are compromised at home, your company is at risk. In fact, over 1/3 of new members discover they've already been breached. Protect your executives and their families 24/7, 365 with Black Cloak. Learn more at blackcloak.io.
Today is February the 25th, 2025. I'm Alice Carruth, and this is T-Minus.
T-Minus. 20 seconds to LOS T-Dress. Go for deploy. Roger, roll.
KBR released financial updates from the fourth quarter and fiscal year 2024 results.
4.
Blue Origin's New Shepard launched 6 passengers to space on the 10th space tourism flight from Texas.
3.
The Deep Space Advanced Radar Capability Partnership has completed facilities construction at the first of 3 sites that will host a global network of advanced ground-based sensors.
2.
Verizon and AST SpaceMobile have conducted the first live video call between 2 mobile devices, with one connected via satellite and the other connected via Verizon's terrestrial network.
1.
Vanessa Wyche has been appointed as the Acting Associate Administrator for NASA.
0.
And our guest today is Khalia Padilla, quantum physicist and space venture capitalist. She spoke with Maria Varmazes at Spacecom in Orlando about how her interest in quantum influences her interest in space investment. That chat is coming up after today's headlines. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Let's dive into today's intelligence briefing, shall we? We're kicking off this show with some leadership changes at the US Space Agency. Last week, it was announced that Associate Administrator Jim Free was retiring. Now, Acting NASA Administrator Janet Petro has announced that Vanessa Wyche will serve as the Acting Associate Administrator for the agency. Wyche, who you'll know in her previous role as the director of NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston, is detailed as Petro's senior advisor leading the agency's center directors and mission directorate associate administrators. She will act as the agency's chief operating officer for about 18,000 civil servant employees and manage an annual budget of more than $25 billion. The space agency also made further leadership appointments which will not be confirmed until the new administrator is in place. Stephen Kerner will become the acting center director of NASA Johnson. Jackie Jester has been named as Associate Administrator for the Office of Legislative and Intergovernmental Affairs. Catherine Kerner, Associate Administrator for the agency's Exploration Systems Development Mission Directorate, will retire at the end of this week. And Laurie Glaze, currently the Deputy Associate Administrator for Exploration Systems Development, will become the Mission Directorate's Acting Associate Administrator. Verizon and AST SpaceMobile have conducted the first live video call between 2 mobile devices, with one connected via satellite and the other connected via Verizon's terrestrial network. This first video call demonstration is a result of the recent approval from the FCC to AST SpaceMobile, authorizing testing using Verizon's spectrum in the US. The approval enables AST SpaceMobile's first 5 commercial Bluebird satellites operating in LEO to test satellite connections with smartphones supporting voice, full data, and video applications. Hans Vosberg, chairman and CEO of Verizon, is calling the event a breakthrough that, quote, marks a new era in cellular to satellite connectivity in the US that enables seamless data transmissions, not just text, in the rare instance a terrestrial cellular network is not available. I really think we're going to see huge leaps forward in this area in the coming year. The Deep Space Advanced Radar Capability Partnership, known as DARC, has completed facilities construction at the first of 3 sites that will host a global network of advanced ground-based sensors. DARC is a partnership between the US, UK, and Australia, designed to create an all-weather global system to track very small objects in geosynchronous orbit to protect critical satellite services. Construction of the first site in Western Australia was completed in December 2024, 3 months ahead of schedule, with mission system integration and test activities now underway. The site is expected to become fully operational in 2027. Space Systems Command in the US recently awarded Northrop Grumman a contract for the second site, which is currently proposed to be located at a UK Ministry of Defence site in Wales. Environmental assessments and town planning processes are underway for this site, which are required for the final siting approval. A third site will be located in the continental US, at a to-be-determined location, pending the completion of environmental and airspace studies. The entire DARC system is currently expected to be completed by 2032. It was launch day this morning down the road from me in Van Horn, Texas. The countdown got to T-10 and Blue Origin went into a hold pattern ahead of the 30th liftoff of their space tourism vehicle. At 9:41 Central, 11 minutes after it was due to launch, the New Shepard mission was given the green call to go ahead for launch again. The suborbital flight with 6 passengers lifted off at around 9:51 a.m. Central Time, carrying the crew to the Kármán line and back to Earth. Science, technology and engineering company KBR released financial updates from their 4th quarter of 2024 and fiscal year 2024 results. The company acquired LinQuest, a provider of advanced engineering, data analytics, and digital capabilities for national security and military space missions in September last year, furthering their space offerings. They closed out 2024 with revenues of $7.7 billion, up 11% on the previous year. And you can read the full financial update by following the link in our show notes. Our Director of Audio, Elliot Peltzman, has the other stories that didn't make the top 5 today. Elliot?
Thanks, Alice. We've also included 3 launch updates for you today. One is on tomorrow's IM-2 launch, another is on the Progress 91 cargo resupply mission, which is scheduled for Thursday, and the final is an update on the next Starship test flight, which could take off as early as Friday.
And where can we find those links, Elliot?
Great question. Links to all these stories we mentioned throughout the show can always be found in the podcast show notes and at space.n2k.com. Just make sure to click on this episode title.
Hey T-Minus crew, if you're just joining us, be sure to follow T-Minus Space Daily in your favourite podcast app. And also do us a favour, share the intel with your friends and co-workers. Here's a little challenge for you. By Friday, please show 3 friends or co-workers this podcast. A growing audience is the most important thing for us, and we'd love your help as part of the T-Minus crew. If you find T-Minus useful, please share so that other professionals like you can find the show. Thanks. It means a lot to me.
Cyber threats are more sophisticated than ever. Passwords, they're outdated and can be cracked in a minute. Cyber criminals are intercepting SMS codes and bypassing authentication apps. While businesses invest in network security, they often overlook the front door, the login. Yubico believes the future is passwordless. YubiKeys offer unparalleled protection against phishing for individuals, SMBs, and enterprises. They deliver a fast, frictionless experience that users love. Yubico is offering N2K followers a limited buy one, get one offer. Visit yubico.com/N2K to unlock this deal. That's YUBICO. Say no to modern cyber threats. Upgrade your security today.
Our guest today is Khalia Padilla, quantum physicist and space venture capitalist. She spoke with Maria Valmarzes at Spacecom about how she became interested in space investment.
I always tell this to people. I'm a born entrepreneur. My parents were entrepreneurs, so they inspired me to be an entrepreneur since very early stage of my life. I started my career in the technology sector at 19 years old.
Wow.
Yes, I founded my first startup, which was a virtual reality multi-seller e-commerce in virtual reality. So from that experience, it evolved into more on the technology development sector, developing AI, developing e-commerce solutions, virtual reality solutions, virtual production. So that's like more of my background. I also have a scientific interest. That's why I jump in the quantum physics. Along with my partner, we are working on a unified theory of quantum physics. So that's our full-time, let's say, focus.
Wow.
And
E-commerce to quantum. I'm sorry, that's incredible. Sorry, I just wanted to say that's wow. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so, quantum physics is basically one of the most important topics nobody talks about, but it's about nature behavior. So it applies to every industry or day to life.
Yes.
So it was really interesting for us to understand this mechanical behavior of nature, for us to also create more technologies that are more suitable for our day-to-day lives. So quantum physics is about the study of the fundamental behaviors of the nature.
Right.
So that's like, let's say, my scientific background, and I have also the technology background that we mix it to better create solutions on the technology sector. Now, I just founded the Startup Factory Hub, which is an accelerator to support deep tech startups that they are on the need to break the wall between research and development and the commercial sector.
Wow. Okay. There's a lot there. So
Yes.
I'm so curious how space fits into your vision, especially within the deep tech accelerator that you have. I mean, space is certainly a sector I know a lot of accelerators are interested in, although some aren't. Some they don't want it, but
Yes.
you're interested in it. So tell me a bit about that.
Yes, so space, it was like the last frontier of technology. So we need physics, we need a lot of science, we need a lot of innovation. So, and we need to bring people that is not related to the space industry to create solutions for the space industry.
Yes.
So I found myself women, entrepreneur, mom, Latino, and into this industry, and I said, okay, this is like a perfect place to teach or show people that a regular person just like me that comes from very human backgrounds and weird backgrounds can also be part of the space industry.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me what kind of companies that you're looking to support through the accelerator.
Yes. So our vision on the accelerator is to support space commerce infrastructure. So we're all about space commerce. So we're looking to support spaceports, ground stations, telecommunication, satellites, antennas startups, also photonics startups and quantum tech startups.
I was going to say, I imagine quantum and space. There's quite some overlap there. I've had some very interesting chats with people who are doing quantum communications or using quantum cryptography. Always hard for me to say at the end of a long day. Quantum cryptography. And that's big in space, right? I understand it's going to be big in space for some time. But you mentioned spaceports. I'm curious, does that sort of fit in a little bit with your vision, with the type of businesses you're looking to support there? Or?
Yes, for sure. So we see spaceports as the new customs. So eventually we're going to see that countries are starting to exchange goods and services from A to point B. So Florida to maybe Uruguay, Florida to Japan. So that's is coming on the next years, is the next industrial revolution, as well as before we didn't have airplanes and airports. Now we're going to have spaceports and spaceships just going one place to another with cargo, commercial cargo. So that's something that we want to support, and it's going to bring a lot of economic development to the countries and a lot of job opportunities as well.
Are there specific countries that you're looking at for specifically for development?
Yes, of course. So Latin America is one of our focus for spaceports. We want to get strong the relation between South America and the U.S. in order for this to happen. So we are looking to Latin America to support spaceport projects and other infrastructure projects. Also, Japan, they just announced their spaceport project, so that's another location that is promising for this kind of projects.
Japan did?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't. I missed that news. That's interesting. Okay, that's
Yes,
cool.
they have a spaceport in Hokkaido. So yes, it's a new initiative. So we also want to support those areas of development as well.
Given you've got an incredible view across a number of really fascinating areas. Again, quantum alone on its own would be a chat that we could have on its own. But
yes,
with that intersection with space, with infrastructure development, with entrepreneurship, it feels almost hard to ask you what specifically are you especially interested in, because I think all of that sounds very interesting.
Yes.
But personally, what are you interested in?
Just technology itself applying all industries is very interesting to me. And of course, entrepreneurship. So I started my career really, really early, being an entrepreneur on the technology sector. So I think that's my passion is about building technologies that could empower us. It could empower people, could empower companies. So that's like my passion. It's just building more technologies and also helping other entrepreneurs that face the same that I did, that with my partner I went through, was just trying to find those resources. So it's a mix of between developing technologies, empowering people, and also supporting other entrepreneurs on their journeys.
Yeah, tell me a bit about that support. So, I mean, obviously financial, but some mentorship, like what else kind of support?
Yeah, so I started Factory Hub, which is our accelerator program. It's an structured algorithm to create and support startups. So we give them many resources. We assemble them team, advisors, mentors. We help them build their MVPs for software or satellites. We give them access to laboratories from universities. We give them office spaces, and we prepare them for venture capital investors. We put them front venture capital investors, or we could invest ourselves.
So they learn how to pitch, they learn how to make that business case, and
yes, correct. They go through the program and learn how to build their business plans, learn how to build a sustainable business. But we also help them to find potential clients and give them corporate infrastructure for them just to focus on the innovation and on the technology development side.
That's incredibly important development. I feel like good accelerators, they do that, and that's so crucial, because I think sometimes, when, especially really, really early stage companies, they've got that great idea, but they don't know how to make that case, and it could be the best idea in the world, but if you don't know how to make that case well, then it doesn't always go the way you think. So that's wonderful to hear that you're also providing that kind of support. That's so important.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I guess any message to companies that are thinking of trying to be a part of your accelerator? What do you want to see from them?
Yes, well, I will support companies in any stage. So it could be idea or it could be in grow stage. So I want to see more companies, of course, on the space industry, which is I'm really interested in pushing on, just creating those commercial access to a space. But also companies that have unique solutions either for climate or energy. I want to see more of that. I want to see also more female entrepreneurs in any area, more minorities as well.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to support that. So that's what I want to see, and that's what I'm focusing on the accelerator.
We'll be right back.
Cyber threats are evolving every second, and staying ahead is more than just a challenge, it's a necessity. That's why we're thrilled to partner with ThreatLocker, a cybersecurity solution trusted by businesses worldwide. ThreatLocker is a full suite of solutions designed to give you total control, stopping unauthorized applications, securing sensitive data, and ensuring your organization runs smoothly and securely. Visit threatlocker.com today to see how a default deny approach can keep your company safe and compliant.
Welcome back. For today's space-themed pop culture crossover, Columbia Sportswear is adding some lunar flair to their latest collection. The iconic outdoor apparel brand is celebrating its second moon mission, which is scheduled for liftoff tomorrow, by offering limited edition gear that's perfect for both adventure seekers and space enthusiasts. Columbia has teamed up with the Artemis program for this special apparel line, with designs that echo the aesthetics of the lunar landscape. Think futuristic, functional, and of course, out of this world. From jackets to hats, these limited edition pieces are more than just stylish. Each item celebrates the company's connection to NASA's Artemis missions. It's not just about looks, though. The collection features performance materials that could even withstand the rugged conditions of the lunar surface. Well, maybe not quite the lunar surface, but they're certainly built for your next hiking trip or outdoor adventure. So if you're ready to take your wardrobe to the moon, Columbia's got you covered. Quite literally. That's it for T-Minus for February the 25th, 2025, brought to you by N2K Cyberwire. For additional resources from today's report, check out our show notes at space.n2k.com. We're privileged that N2K and podcasts like T-Minus are part of the daily routine of many of the most influential leaders and operators in the public and private sector, from the Fortune 500 to many of the world's preeminent intelligence and law enforcement agencies. N2K's producer is Liz Stokes. We're mixed by Elliot Peltzman and Trey Hester with original music by Elliot Peltzman. Our executive producer is Jennifer Iben. Peter Kilby is our publisher, and I'm your senior producer, Alice Caruth. Hopefully Maria Varmazis will be back on the mic tomorrow. Thanks for listening.
T-Minus.
Hey everybody, Dave here. Have you ever wondered where your personal information is lurking online? Like many of you, I was concerned about my data being sold by data brokers. So I decided to try Delete Me. I have to say, Delete Me is a game changer. Within days of signing up, they started removing my personal information from hundreds of data brokers. I finally have peace of mind knowing my data privacy is protected. Delete Me's team does all the work for you with detailed reports, so you know exactly what's been done. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for our listeners. Today, get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/N2K and use promo code N2K at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/N2K and enter code N2K at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/N2K, code N2K.